American Physiological Society President Dennis Brown is with me now. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Tell me a little bit about the President's Symposium Series.
So every president gets to choose a topic to have a series of 3 symposia, which is 9 talks. And because of some of my own interest and because of the interest in general in science, I chose the topic of exosomes. So exosomes, many people may not know what they are, but we also call them extracellular vesicles. All of the cells in your body shed little bits of themselves all the time. And by harvesting any fluid, whether it be urine, whether it be blood, whether it be cerebrospinal fluid, we can actually harvest these tiny little vesicles from the cells and we can analyze them, and that gives us an idea and a kind of a focus of what each cell is doing at a particular time. In the field we actually often call it liquid biopsy, because you can get a snapshot of a cell or of an organ, not by biopsying it physically, like often is the case, but by taking a sample of the fluid that encases the organ.
Fascinating, as so much in physiology, as the importance of it is clear. Why is it so important to be a member of the society and to really come together?
We have done very many surveys of the membership, and one of the key things that people like about coming to this meeting is the ability to network, the ability for chance encounters to lead to a collaborative venture that they may not have envisaged. It's great for trainees to come and be exposed to more senior scientists. It's also, in the context of this particular meeting, there are 5 societies that are involved, and so it gives you the opportunity to see science that may not be directly in your domain. And very often the best ideas come from this cross-fertilization that happens at a meeting like experimental biology. So we encourage our members to come. This is really our main meeting of the year.
The collaboration is so critical, yet it is important for physiology to stand out. And how do you do that in the context of this meeting?
Well, in the context of this meeting, we think, we're a little bit biased, but we think that physiology is the study of everything. It's life, it's function, it's how cells work. And because there are so many people looking at molecular level, the cellular level, the organ level, and the whole body level, we can find people from the society, the anatomy society, all the way to the biochemistry, molecular biology, who are actually doing things writ large that are really physiology. Let me give you an example. So if we're thinking of diabetes, we're looking at the molecule insulin. How is it produced by a cell? Well, that's really biochemistry and molecular biology, but it's also in the context of physiology. How is insulin released by a cell? How does it get into the bloodstream? That's physiology. How does it act on the muscle and the adipose tissue to cause glucose uptake and maintain homeostasis? That's physiology. And importantly, what happens when that goes wrong? What happens when you have pathophysiology as well? So all of these things and all of these people working in all of these fields, we can meet at this meeting. And I myself and many of our members have made chance encounters that have led to productive collaborations that we never thought about before coming to this meeting.
Clearly the field is so vast and research is so important. So let's talk about funding that research and the fiscal year 2018 budget.
Well, first of all, we were really, the APS does a lot of outreach with FASEB. We make visits to the Hill, we talk to senators, their staffers, we write letters when things crop up that we don't like. For example, the problem with postdoctoral and graduate funding last year that happened, that meant that they would have to pay a lot of tax on their stipends. We actually fought vigorously against that, and it works. We fight all the time for increased funding, and I have to say, first of all, that we're really grateful for the bipartisan support of the NIH, the NSF, NASA, and other funding agencies, because that is a real godsend to us. We really, really are grateful to Congress for making this commitment. However, it's not enough. We need to continue with this commitment, and we need to improve the commitment, because so many people at this point are dropping out of science because of the poor funding levels, that while this is a significant improvement, it will mean that more people can do the work than was previously possible, but we're still losing a lot of young people. Imagine the average age of getting your first big grant from NIH is about 45 years old. In how many other professions do you have to wait till you're 45 to hit your peak? Not very many. That's where we're losing people.
And so clearly there needs to be a focus not just on the science, but on the finances.
There does, and so one of the things that we've learned to do over the past few years is not to depend entirely on NIH. So we're looking for industry, we're looking for pharma collaborations, we're looking for philanthropy, institutional work. All of this comes together now in our portfolio. 20 years ago, we could live on NIH money. That's no longer the case. We need to have a broader portfolio. I guess in the end, that's not such a bad thing because it diversifies us and it also shares the wealth a little bit more. But we need to do more to attract young people to this field.
Dennis Brown, thank you so much.
You're welcome.